Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm back in Helsinki and I wanted to talk about uh, something different, something from the financial point of view. If you are a newcomer to Finland, maybe you've come here to study, maybe you've come here to work, but I want to talk about something that will be really important if you have some ideas of buying a home here in Finland, right? And this is what is known as the ASP account. Now, the ASP account is a special account that is offered by most major banks in Finland. It's actually subsidized by the state. So this is because Finland as a state, as a country, encourages home ownership, right? So there are many tax benefits if you actually purchase a home than if you were to rent. But now I know that renting and purchasing a home in the end, that is a personal decision. But I think it's really good to know, even if you do not, let's say, have decided whether you want to buy a home or not at this point, whether you want to live in the long term in Finland. I think this is a really good thing to know about the ASP account, and maybe even start opening an ASP account and saving into it, because it takes really little and there's less downside risk even if you eventually terminate your account and not plan to buy a house at all. So let's jump into the benefits, right? So what an ASP account gives you is the whole idea is that you have to start saving regularly into this ASP account with a minimum of 50 euros per month. Now that's a very small amount of disposable income. So if you have 50 euros a month that you can save into the ASP account, which is a minimum of 150 per quarter, that is how it's defined, which means 50 per month. And if you can do that for 8 quarters regularly, that means for 2 years, then at the end of those 2 years, you're eligible to apply for a loan of 90% of that amount. So if you have 10%, if you have saved 10% of a home or an apartment that you're going to buy, you can apply for a loan that is of 90% of that value. Now, in most cases, if you have not had an ASP account and you've just come here, it will be really difficult or nearly impossible for you to get a loan of 90% of a home, of a home's purchase price, because most likely you will not have a long enough credit history in this country. So the best way, if you actually have plans of buying a home, is to use these kind of ASP accounts. And I know a lot of friends who have, who have come here as students and then open an ASP account and then go on to buy apartments. And the next benefit of having this is that generally you will come to see that once you've come to Finland, that most bank accounts pay uh, near zero interest rates. Right nowadays, you do get maybe 2 to 3% interest rates, because because of the economic situation and because of inflation, and most interest rates around the world are high. But generally, banks do not pay interest rates. So, and even if they do, they're really really low. So with the ASP account, what you'll get is you'll get a base 1% interest, which is tax free. That 1% interest is tax free. And also for the first year that you've opened this ASP account, and for the next 5 consecutive years, you're going to get an interest rate of 4%, which is in total 5% interest rate, which is relatively high for a savings account here in Finland. So that is also one benefit that you should remember. The next benefit is that in the case that the interest rate of your loan exceeds over 3.8%, the state will pay part of the interest as an interest subsidy during the first 10 years. So now you know that when you take out a home loan, maybe it's for a relatively longer duration, maybe 15, 20, or even 25 years. And the interest rate can fluctuate, and most of the time banks, they will change the interest rate according to the interest rates of the time. But in the case that somehow your interest rate for the loan exceeds 3.8%, which is a relatively high amount in Finland, then the state is going to subsidize part of that interest. Now that I've talked about the benefits of the ASP account, let's briefly talk about the eligibility for ASP account, the eligibility for you to open an ASP account. So one thing to mention is that ASP accounts are available only if this is your first home, or if you have not owned more than 50% of a home before in Finland. So ASP accounts are a way for the state of Finland to encourage first-time homeowners, right? This is to especially encourage young people to buy their own home. So you should not understand this as a way that you can turn it into a real estate business, right? So you have to actually live in the apartment or home that you buy with an ASP loan. It is not possible for you to rent this out as is said in the terms of agreement. Now I'm also going to share a link down below. Now I personally use Nordea banking, but you can, I think most banks in Finland do offer ASP account, so you can read up on them as well, but I'll drop a link to the Nordea's ASP account details so you can read that below. And so that was the first eligibility criteria, which is that it has to be your first home. And the second one is that you have to be between the ages of 15 and 44 to be eligible for the ASP loan. The third one is that for you to take out this loan, once you have opened the account and then to the point at which you take that 90% of the home value, you need to have continuously saved into this ASP loan for 2 years or 8 quarters, I said, right? So a minimum of 150 euros per quarter and a maximum of 4,500 euros in 1 quarter. So you can do the math and see how much you can save. And also it does not have to be just for 2 years. If you want to continue saving for 3 years, for 4 years, for 5 years, there is no limit to that duration, but a minimum of 2 years, so that the bank knows that you have enough disposable income to continuously save into an account, which they will calculate when you have to pay something like a mortgage. So that is how they calculate your ability to make a regular monthly commitment for you to take out a loan, right? So once you've saved at least 10% of the purchase price, whatever you have saved, 10%, if that equals to 10%, you can apply for 90% of a home's purchase value. So I think, in my opinion, for newcomers to Finland, whether you've come here for work or whether you've come here for study, maybe at this point I know everything's new to you and you don't really know whether you're going to own an apartment or a home here in Finland, which was the same situation that I was in. But I still think if it's just a minimum of 50 euros a month, it does not hurt, because I want to get to the last benefit, which is something I forgot to say. It is that there's absolutely no downside risk in saving for an ASP account, because it is not kind of like an investment. Of course, it is an investment if you want to buy a house, but there is no risk in the sense that you can cancel your ASP account if you want to at some point. Let's say in 2 years, 3 years down the line, you do want to cancel your ASP account and you want to take that money back. There's absolutely no problem with that, right? So because of that, even if you have not yet decided whether you actually want to buy an apartment here, this could be a really great option. If you have 50 euros to spare every month, just open that account, automate it, and then you have your ASP account. And at any point, if you do want to buy an apartment, then you can actually start saving more, and then apply once you've had 10% of your purchase value for your home that you want to own. You can actually take that option. So I hope this was informative for you guys, and especially if you've come here to Finland recently and you haven't known about this ASP account. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you have not yet subscribed, to the subscribe button for more information and for more tips about life in Finland. And I'll see you guys on another video. Thank you.